Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So this is one of my favourite videos to film, and that is my TBR jar prompts, pick my reads for the next month. So this will be what I'm going to be reading in May. Let me move this back a bit because there are, I can just see that you can't see the bottom shelf just about. Let me adjust this a sec. Can you see? Can you see? Just about. So last month, if you did not watch, I picked out 6 books and the prompts chose these 6. I would just like to announce that I read this one, 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 and I read this one. So 100%. So this definitely keeps me on the straight and narrow, and it's been working wonders for me because I aced it the month before as well, although I switched one of the books out last month. But yes, made up. So things that may put a spanner in the works for May is that I'm going abroad on holiday to Mallorca. So on the one hand, obviously I want to read on the plane, and I want to read, like, I'm not really one for reading in the sunshine, like on the lounger. I always find it too bright on my eyes. But definitely after a day by the pool or a day at the beach, when I get back to the room and I'm freshly showered and stuff like that, I'll like to read before I go to bed. So in that sense, I'll get more reading done because I'll be off work. But on the downside, I don't want to take big, fat, chunky books in my suitcase. So I'm either looking on this TBR cart for some thin, small books that I can take that aren't going to weigh a lot in my suitcase. And another priority for May is my Kindle. So I'm going to take my Kindle with me. I do have some books already downloaded on my Kindle that I don't own the physical copy for. So I'm not going to prioritise those, because the whole idea of the TBR jar is to try and reduce my TBR cart. But I have just looked through all of the books on my immediate priority TBR cart, and I have put all the ones that are available on Amazon Unlimited for free at the moment. Is everything on this middle shelf. So I'm going to try and pick from the middle, unless like a prompt perfectly fits a book that I'm really eager to read, because the ones on the top tend to be my newer editions, either like the next in a series of a book I'm in, the next in a series of an author I read, or just books that I've only recently purchased this month, so they're like on my immediate radar. Once I can get on Kindle, and then if none of them fit the prompt, I do have some more down here, but hopefully not chunky ones. So let me move last month's books to the side, and let's get going. So got my trusty dusty TBR. I've still got all the prompts here from last month, so I don't put them back in just so that we don't get repeats. So number 1, oh, by the way, I pick out 6. I can't even count, and there's me going 6. I pick out 6 books per month that I aim to read, and we'll see how we get on. Sorry, showing all my length. So wifey's pick, hang on, Kate, I'm filming for YouTube my TBR jar picks my read. Right. And the first prompt that I've pulled out is wifey's pick. So can you please just run upstairs and pick one off my trolley? Run. Yeah, run. Oh yeah, sorry, she's grazed both of her knees because she fell over yesterday. And they're awful, honestly. That's her groaning to get up. Her knees, honestly, she's hobbling everywhere. And I'll have to tell her my thinking for this month. Obviously she's coming on holiday too, so she'll understand that side. Hurry up, lad.
I've got sore knees.
She's coming.
Don't be filming me.
Well, if you get in the camera, then you get in the camera. If you don't get in the camera, then you don't get in the camera. You can at least go, hi.
No thanks.
Oh, your poor little knees.
Yeah.
So these are my newest books, which obviously I'm more eager to get to. These are ones I'm less eager to get to. These are all the ones that I own physically that are available on Kindle Unlimited, so I can read them for Kindle for free when we're on holiday. Okay. So either try and pick one from here or pick one that's not too fat from elsewhere. So you can pick any you want.
The Faithfuls?
Okay.
Because I got you.
Right, so for Book and a Rose Day on the 23rd of April, Kate gifted me a Lego rose,
A black one.
a black one because it was limited edition, and the Faithfuls book, which is basically a parody based on the Faithfuls. It's by Hugh Dunnett, and the TV presenter, instead of Claudia Winkleman, is Manny Claude Winkle. So basically, I think you're following the story of a series of the Faithfuls, but obviously it's going to be, I don't know, like some kind of parody of it anyway. So, okay, it was nice and thin. I'll give her that. And she bought it me, so no wonder she wants me to read it. So book number 1 is The Faithfuls. Okay, prompt number 2. Hopefully it's not something like somebody else picks. A book you have not seen on like social media. By social media, I did mean things like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, like all of them. But I don't really use TikTok, so it could be really popular on TikTok and I wouldn't know. So one I have not seen. I know I should be looking at this shelf, but instantly, no, I think I have seen that once actually somewhere. This, I absolutely love Angela Marson's, and this is her newest book out, and I never see anyone comment on it. It's a book that I just came across by accident, and now I'm 23 books into the series. So there's always that one. Let me see, out of the ones, any of these Auschwitz ones I haven't really seen. Rumoured God Killer, obviously. Frida McFadden's everywhere. So Catch Your Story in My Life, I've seen those. I don't think I've seen people talk about Girl A on la social media. Mariana Zapata, I hear people talk about. I haven't heard anyone talk about this one or this one. So my choices are, I'm going to narrow it down to this one because I really want to read it. It was a new release. It only came out in April. And I never managed to last very long without reading one of these. I find them highly bingeable. I love Kim Stone and her team. But it's not available on Kindle, so I would be reading the physical book, but it's only Diddy. And did you know, we've got like 3 weeks before I go, so I can read some physicals before then. So that is a distinct possibility. And then we have Girl A. Now, I know that the next book after this is also available on Kindle Unlimited, so I could read this. I believe that it's someone who was kidnapped or mistreated or something. They grew up with the family on the moors, and then she escaped when she was 15 years old, and then something's pulling her back. So that's an option. If I Can't Have You, it's like a bit of a similar thing. If When You Love Someone, You Never Let Them Go. So it sounds like it might be a bit possessive, maybe that one. And then Irina's Gift, an epic World War II memoir of sisters, secrets and survival. So set in 1942 Nazi-occupied Poland. Seeing as we're getting into summer vibes and summer reads, maybe something that looks like it's got snow on the ground probably isn't the right season for that. Even though I'm not particularly a seasonal reader, it just looks cold, and I feel like if I was going to visit Warsaw or Krakow, or I was going somewhere in winter on a city break, then that might be my vibes. But do you know what? I know I should be prioritising a Kindle read, but I think I'm going to pick Wicked Women just because I love it so much, and it's a new release that I just need to read while it's fresh in my head. So I've already failed on the first 2 picks at not getting any Kindle reads, but at least they're not massive for packing. So prompt number 3. What's this one? Okay, a book with an LGBTQIA+ theme. So I already know what I'm going to pick on this one. Oh my gosh, it's another physical one. I have got some Kindle Unlimited books on my actual phone downloaded already that do follow that theme. So we have got 6 Times We Almost Kissed and The One Time We Did, which I believe is like a YA book about Penny and Tate. So it says they've known each other their whole lives. Their mums are best friends. Penny and Tate are definitely not friends. They keep almost kissing. They don't talk about it. Thanks to their mums, they're moving in together. But when almost becomes I am now wearing your lip gloss, Penny and Tate have no choice but to finally face the music. So we have that as an option. I'm tempted it would get it off my physical TBR, which is the aim of the game. However, I wouldn't be reading it on my Kindle because it's not free on there. The other option I have on my Kindle right now, I will screen record so that I can show you, if I can figure out how to do that. I do see people doing it. Let me have a look. Screen recorder. Start recording. Fab. So on my Kindle, my library, I do have this one, Love is in Focus, in the middle of the page there by Lila Lee. I know that one is LGBTQIA, and I may have some others, but off the top of my head, that may be the only one I know off the top of my head. So that would be a Kindle read, which is what I'm after. But at the same time, it wouldn't get anything off my TBR. Okay, I'm going to go with this. This is not going well. I've got 3 physical books so far, but none of them are chunks. And I am only going away for 10 days. So I could always read some before I go, some when I get back. 3 for 3 and I don't have a Kindle one picked. Okay. This one looks quite folded up, so let's have a look. Is that not perfect? The shortest book. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do for this one is limit it to the shortest book. Oh no, should I do the shortest book or should I do the shortest Kindle book or the shortest book? Well, it just says the shortest book, so I haven't got a choice. So it's either going to be Animal Farm or The Stable Boy of Auschwitz by the looks of things. Ugh. So let's have a look. I mean, you'd think it would be Animal Farm, wouldn't you? It's just sometimes the paper's misleading. So that's £249, including the epilogue. £249. So this one's going to be way less. Yeah, this one is 99 pages. I guess it's Animal Farm by George Orwell. Yet another physical book with a physical read, but it's another physical one off the TBR. We're 4 books in and the pile's only that big. So we're winning at life in some ways. Okay, prompt number 5. A book with an odd number of pages. So this may differ between the Kindle copy and the physical copy. But what I'm going to do is, because we haven't got any Kindle reads planned out for holiday, I'm going to look at some of these, and if the physical copy is an odd number of pages, then I'm going to count it and use it on holiday as one of my Kindle reads. So what have I got here? I've got like a classic, like a politically classic-y type, a lesbian love story, a crime thriller, a parody on a TV show. So we could either go with like a straight romance, a fantasy, or a historical fiction. Okay, I'm going to go historical or fantasy. Let's go with fantasy. So my options are of ones I would like to possibly try. Okay, I'm going to narrow it down to these ones here. So My options are The Ashes and The Star-Cursed King. Now, I did read the first one, whatever it was called, somewhere. The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I did read, but quite a long time ago. It's whether I can 100% remember. I remember there being like a contest and making an alliance, and I kind of remember how it ended. So, but it's been a while, so I could go for the sequel to that. Dragonfall. Long ago, humans betrayed dragons, stealing their magic and banishing them to a dying world. Now their descendants worship dragons as gods, but the gods remember and they do not forgive. So when thief Arcady casts a spell to steal a powerful artifact and accidentally traps Everin, the last male dragon, in the human world, the consequences are deadly. Everin soon realises the key to his destiny and to regaining his true power lies in Arcady. All he needs to do is convince them to bond with him completely and then kill them. And then Godkiller. I know these are a nice size in the books in this series. Let's have a look. As a child, Kissen saw her family murdered by a god. Now gods are forbidden, but they still wander the kingdom, demanding worship and sacrifice. Kissen makes a living killing them and enjoys it. Until she meets a god she cannot kill. Skedi, the god of white lies, has bonded his soul to a young noble girl, and Kissen can't kill him without ending the girl's life. Kissen reluctantly agrees to travel to the ruined city of Blenraiden to demand aid from the last wild gods, but the city of the gods is no place for a god killer. That one is floating my boat more than the others so far. And then I have heard good things about this, so I haven't taken the sticker off yet, although I hate the sticky residue that it leaves behind sometimes. So, Swordcatcher, book 1 in the Chronicles of Castellane book by Cassandra Clare. Still not read a book by Cassandra Clare, but look, I like the sprayed edges on that one. For a cheap works book, not bad. So, 2 outcasts could change their world. In the vibrant city-state of Castellane, Kell is an orphan, stolen from his old, impoverished life to become Prince Connor Aurelian's body double. As his sword catcher, he and Connor will become his closest brothers, yet Kell lives for one purpose, to die for Connor. Lynn Castor is an Ashkar physician, part of a community ostracised for its rare magical abilities. After a failed assassination attempt pulls her and Kell together, they are drawn into the web of the mysterious rag-picker king, who rules Castellane's criminal underworld. But as long-kept secrets are uncovered and forbidden attractions blossom, will their discoveries plunge their land into war and nations into chaos? Do you know, I'm leaning more towards this one. However, it is thinner and it's one that I can finally put on my Kindle. So if I run out of small books that I'm taking with me, I've got one that could maybe last me a little bit longer. So this was to see if it was an odd number of pages and matches and is able. That one is 623. So yeah, that would work. And this one is 288, which was even, so it wouldn't work anyway. So there we go. We have our 5th pick and only one more to go. Let's put these back on here. Well, it's in. Kind of. Right, and then we've got my last pick. Most recent book you bought. Sorry, I should show you first, shouldn't I? Selfish of me. That would be 6 of Crows. But again, that means I'm not really getting through my Kindle stack. Okay, I'm going to repick that one again. I know it might sound like cheating, but if it meant I could pick between this or this and I still picked one from there, fair dues, but I'm not. I want to be able to have a choice, and then it's my fault if I don't pick one from the Kindle stack. A book with an even number of pages. Oh my gosh, so do I just go for Godkiller? Or now that I've picked... I'll tell you what, based on the stack that I've got here and the mix of books, what if I went for maybe, oops. Now that one's kind of broad. I don't feel like when I'm going to Mallorca, that's not the book that I fancy. Okay, this one I think is quite holiday vibes, so I think I'm going to go with this one if it's got an even number of pages. 512, woohoo! Okay, so the reason I'm going for this is because it looks summery. I'm going on holiday. It sounds like a light read. So Hazel is given a 1-2 point when she's forced to move out of her Upper East Side apartment and is given a final warning from a publisher. If she doesn't turn in a book by her next deadline, they're cutting her loose. Hazel rashly decides to leave what's left of her city life behind and impulse buys a house in rural Pennsylvania, sight unseen. How better to entertain the loyal readers she still has and rediscover her writing mojo than by immersing herself in small town life. Too bad this town looks to be on its last legs. Alicia's finding swoon-worthy inspiration from her hot, grumpy contractor Cam and his animal rescuing, community-involved family. It's all just research. What could go wrong? And this is the first in a series, a Knock Me Out series. So there we go. I've got 2 slightly chunkier ones that could be read on my Kindle to keep me occupied on holiday. And then I have some small ones for before and after or to pack to go with me. So I think that's not a bad stack. I do apologise for repicking one of the prompts, but it helped me get a Kindle read onto my TBR, which was the plan, because I kept being naughty and picking ones not from that stack. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll update you next month on how I get on with the stack. Oh my god, do you know what I'm gutted about? This will be the first month in forever that I haven't continued with the Throne of Glass series, and I really, really want to. So what I might do is I might see how far I get along with maybe these physical books between now and holiday, and then I might be able to read these 2 on holiday and then just cheekily add this on when I get back as an extra. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it all goes to plan. But I like to stick to what I pick out and don't really use them as a guide. I use them as kind of like sacrosanct. Like I use them as like, that is my list of books. Unless one becomes a DNF, I might not get onto that. Oh well, we'll roll with it. But thank you for watching and see you next month.